now for a check of weather with meteorologist Matt Yurasovic from our South Bend studios. Matt, this heat wave west of the Mississippi has been relentless this week. We had triple-digit heat here in Kansas City, but consecutive days of temps above even 110 degrees in some areas with no rain. So will those areas get a break from that extreme heat anytime soon?
Yeah, Tynan, as we head through this week, it doesn't really look like a lot of areas are going to get a break from the heat. Maybe a little bit more rain, though, coming along with this, especially for parts of the Corn Belt. But it's really needed because things there in the Corn Belt really starting to dry out. Parts of the Great Lakes back into the Midwest really starting to dry out, especially, again, in parts of Nebraska and South Dakota. Things have gotten a little bit worse down in the Mid-South here. We've got Arkansas, southern Missouri starting to see that severe drought really start to kick in, and then parts of northern Texas, again, seeing that drought expand, get a little bit worse. And the same thing goes for parts of the West Coast. California, the San Joaquin Valley, very important growing region, still looking at extremely dry conditions back there, extreme to exceptional drought conditions there and all the way through most of Nevada and Utah. So extremely dry back there in the west. And you can see a lot of this red right here, very dry soil through Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Nebraska, and all the way back through the Four Corners region and to the west. Where we did see some rain, though, right here in the middle part of the country, parts of the Ohio Valley up into Michigan and Indiana, dealing with some of that very wet soil, but things continue to dry out. Although the look of the jet stream, still very warm, very humid in the middle of the country, hot and dry back in the west. But those scattered showers and storms back in the Four Corners, that's not going anywhere. And you actually look at the end of this week, see this dip in the jet stream starting to move on down. Could give a little bit of relief from the heat and humidity there. Great Lakes up into the upper Midwest. Also bring more chances of rain as it looks like this ridge kind of splits in two. So that's something we'll continue to keep an eye on through this week. But here's a look at Monday. A lot of heat here in the west, but still dealing with these scattered showers and thunderstorms right through the middle of the country as well. And then afternoon scattered storms back in the west, some of which could be on the heavier side. Here's a look at Wednesday. Still a system moving through the upper Midwest, bringing some rain and a few thunderstorms, and then those hot thunderstorms there in the afternoons in the south, dealing with those pretty much all week, and then back in the southwest dealing with more of the heavier thunderstorms during the afternoon. That continues into Friday. Things stay hot and dry there otherwise, and then off to the east, still staying warm and humid with more of those thunderstorms all the way from the Gulf Coast up into parts of New England as well. So that's what we're going to be keeping an eye on. Temperatures, though, normal across northern parts of the Corn Belt, much above average on the west coast, and then all the way down through the Gulf and up the east coast. Very warm as we head through this week. And again, rain right through the middle of the country, above normal, all the way from Southern California and all the way up into parts of the Mid-Atlantic. So that will be good news for us. But taking a look ahead toward next week, still extremely warm for most of the country, and more rain could be expected as well. And we'll continue to track that right here, and we'll bring that to you next week. Tyne, back to you.
Well, as you just heard from Matt, that forecast looks far from perfect. So why didn't the commodity markets react? Brian Grady and Andrew Jackson join me for our marketing roundtables next.